Hi all, Rob Cairns here. I'm the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com. Today I want to get real personal with each of you. I'm not looking for sympathy or empathy. I want to share today with you so you can learn from where I've been and help to avoid the mistakes I've made. I also want to help explain how life-changing events help and change and mold your life. Without further delay, let's get on with the show. As many of you know, I love to speak. I've never found a crowd or an audience I did not like. It all started when I was a high school debating student, when I was 15. I was a debating champ in Quebec, where I grew up. I went to school at a high school called McDonald High School in Saint-Anne-de-Bellevue, a suburb of Montreal. At that time, the high school had around 700 students. We were a debating powerhouse. I was working on my skills as a debater. My coach and mentor, Mr. Bruce Monroe, and I had a major disagreement after a tournament. It was so bad we did not talk for weeks. He would say to me, "Are you going to talk to me today?" I would say no. This went on for a month. When it was all said and done, I was a champion. I won it all. When I look back at it, Mr. Monroe challenged me in a big way. He knew how to light a fire and make me want something more than anything. I did, and I went after it. Since then, I've never found a stage I did not like. The second tough stage was the loss of my grandfather, my dad's dad. We were close, and I was heartbroken for a long time after my grandfather passed away. What I really miss is just telling him I love him. The third big thing was the birth of my son, Stephen. I was born on February 28, 1992. My parents raised 4 boys, and they are much parents than I'll ever have been. There's no question about that. Today, my son and I have an up and down relationship. One thing I do know is I love him more than anything. 2 days before I turned 41, I was rushed in the hospital and almost ended up in a diabetic coma. I almost died. This made me start thinking about my life and taking care of my health more. Today, I'm 100% off diabetic medication. March 27, 2010. After working in healthcare at a major Toronto hospital for 19 years, I was let go. The director decided she did not need me. This was after I worked many weeks, at 70-plus hours a week, ran major projects, and was on call, it seemed like, all the time. I worked hard for my son. At the end, the organization I worked for did not appreciate it. 2 weeks before I was let go, I worked on corporate IT project number 1, and even worked major overtime to get it done. At the end of it all, they did not care. I just was a number. One thing I learned is working hard was not worth it, and that if I had it all over again, I would not have worked so hard. Lesson learned. 9 years ago, I lost my dad due to pancreatic cancer on July the 8th, 2010. When we found out several months before, he was already in stage 4. My dad was not judgmental and always supported everything I did. We talked for hours about almost anything. To this day, one of the things I miss most is watching a sporting event or going to an event and calling my dad after the event and just talking about it. There are times like this week where I miss him more than ever. 4 years ago in March, I had a nasty relationship breakup. I won't go into all the details out of respect for those involved, but what I will say is I spent a night in jail. It's amazing when you have a night to think and focus on just your thoughts. I don't have a criminal record or anything lingering from this experience, which is a good thing. Again, I won't go into all the details, but one thing I will say is thinking for a night made me realize how bad and toxic the relationship was to me. I've never seen or talked to the person I was involved with since. Frankly, I do not want to ever talk with him. Life is much better this way. Coming out of this relationship, I started casually going out with my then friend Jill. It's actually an amazing story. We knew each other for 17 years. We had originally met in a Yahoo chat group. Remember them? We even dated for a while, 17 years ago. Timing was not right back then. Fast forward to recently. I was going to Niagara Falls for vacation. Jill had mentioned she needed a holiday, and I said, "Why don't you come?" On Friday, January 13, 2017, we were engaged to be married. I married on August 8th in Niagara Falls, and Jill McLean became Jill McLean Cairns. I was so happy I had tears during the ceremony as I said my vows. And I will share with you a little script here, the vows in a underneath the show notes so you can have a listen if you want. Jill makes my life happy. We have had challenges in our life together, but really love each other. This year we celebrated our second wedding anniversary. I wanted to share some of these experiences to say some have made me sad and some have made me real happy. These experiences shaped me for who I am. These experiences have impacted my personal life and my life as a business owner. I know one of those things that came out of all this is I don't tolerate people in my life who drag me down. This is one of the things I'll no longer settle on. Point and check. I've had several former friends of many years, one of those over 20, and will no longer talk to. Sometimes life situations change, and you realize these people are no longer a good fit for you. Strongly believe you have to take care of your mental health as much as your physical health. I truly believe that mindset really matters, and the brain is the most important organ. I hope you enjoyed and learned from my experiences. If you want to chat about any of them, please email me at vip@stunningdigitalmarketing.com or reach out on Facebook at facebook.com/Rob Cairns or on Twitter @Rob Cairns. I'd love to chat with you and share it with you. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day. I love you all. Thank you for listening to the SDM Business Marketing WordPress podcast. The show is hosted by Robert Cairns, the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast comes out every week. It's available on all podcast platforms. If you'd like to be a guest on this podcast, please email us at podcast@StunningDigitalMarketing.com. If you'd like to find out more about the digital marketing services we provide, please go to StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast is dedicated to Robert's late father, Bruce Cairns. Have an amazing week. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Make your business succeed.